Welcome to SDH's coverage of the U.S. Open Cup, and the third round matches have been decided. Not all of the MLS teams are in. We do have some intriguing matchups. John here, Jared there. Kaylor Hodges from the Hammer Down Pod and the USL show will be joining us a little later on, hoping to have some other guests as we go to break down things here in the third round draw. And we'll just kind of go through the regions as we do, Jarrett, and I guess we could play it almost like cliffhanger, on The Price is Right, where if you sit there and you see something, then you'll say something. It's like, stop, and then I'll say something. So,
yeah, I like it.
All right, so Northeast region had 6 teams. DC United, FC Motown, Flower City Union, Hartford Athletic, Red Bulls, and Red Bulls New York FC. From Next Pro, Jamie Vardy, until they're the Raging Rhinos, you will still be held with a finger wag from any index finger that can be pointed in your team's direction, sir. But it ends up, we don't get Rochester, New York FC and Flower City Union. We get Flower City Union, DC United, Hartford Athletic and Red Bulls, and Rochester, New York FC against FC Motown. What do you think about the Northeast?
I think it could be fun. Yeah, I was hoping to get the Rochester situation sorted out with some Rochester on Rochester crime, but I'm not upset with the way it played out. It should be a lot of fun. Just take it as fun. Don't look at it as don't look at it as a matter of it's going to be disappointing or boring or whatnot. Like, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun for everybody. Let's just enjoy these games. And you got some MLS teams involved, and you've also got setups where you're going to guarantee non-MLS teams make it to round 4, which is a thing we saw across the board, not just in the Northeast. So you're going to get some opportunities for everybody to go out there and have fun.
And we're purposely going to save the Piedmont and
of course we are.
the South for the end because of the guests and the fun that can be had in discussing both of those particular regions. So next up in line, we'll go to the Central. Central had only 4 teams in this particular gathering of groups: Columbus, Detroit City, FC Cincinnati, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. The way that it ended up, Columbus gets to go to Keyworth to take on La Rouge and the Smelly Smoke. And Pittsburgh Riverhounds, FC Cincinnati. You want to talk about a tough one for Pat Noonan? Bob Lilly, please shake hands with Pat Noonan and then Caleb Porter. I cannot wait for Caleb Porter's initial response about what Keyworth Stadium looks like.
Like I said, Bob Lilly is going to stand at the 50-yard line. If you don't know this ahead of time, let's go ahead and have this conversation. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati don't really have a wonderful history together. Don't know if people in the South, I don't know how much y'all know about that. It's not the most lovey-dovey relationship. See Steelers, Bengals. They don't always love each other. Bob Lilly is probably going to stand at midfield and challenge Pat Noonan and everyone else to a fist fight if they want to. He is about that life. This will be hilarious. Maybe not as much hilarity as Jason's earlier theory from this morning about get Columbus out there because Bob Lilly and Caleb Porter can put together one of the saltiest situations you'll ever see. That's true. But this is still going to be fun. Don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean this will not be hilarious for everyone involved.
Oh, man. And just the level of frustration anticipated by the MLS coaches with their lower division competition. I think that Columbus going to Keyworth and being in that environment, I think it's going to be a fun watch for the neutrals when you look at the Central. And regardless of result, we may still have Bob Lilly yelling at his club a good 60 to 90 minutes after the match is over, regardless of result at TQL.
Yeah, Bob Lilly's going to yell at everybody anyway. Yeah. And if they lose, hopefully the fabled yelling on the field at midnight continues.
Yes. All right, let's move on to the North. So Chicago Fire, Forward Madison, Lou City, Minnesota United, your friends from Union Omaha in USL League One, and St. Louis City SC. I guess I should say St. Louis City SC for the emphasis. So those are the 6 going in. And so St. Louis goes to Lynn Family to take on Lou City. You've got Minnesota United forward Madison and you've got Union Omaha and Chicago Fire. The Minnesota United Forward Madison match is the one that I'm looking forward to there.
Yeah, regionally, that's the one that makes the most sense if you're looking for something fun. Hopefully it is fun. Hopefully it's fun for everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I don't want to sit here and say it's not going to be fun. Hopefully it is, but you're at that point, you're hoping for those classic cup sets of an MLS team and a USL team from the region, or MPSL or NISA, whoever the hell it may be, teams from the region showing up and getting involved in all sorts of shenanigans. So that's what you're hoping to see.
Yes, yeah, we're looking forward to the shenanigans, because that's what this is all about. It's about the shenanigans.
Yes, it's because of the cup.
Mountain region. New Mexico United, Northern Colorado Hailstorm from USL League One, Phoenix Rising, and Real Salt Lake. And this one could have laid out pretty interestingly, but you're going to have New Mexico United taking on Phoenix Rising, and the Hailstorm go to RSL and take on RSL at Rio Tinto.
The Hailstorm, the Kings of the Spinning Back Fist.
Yeah, look
taking
that up
out the switch. Yes, that should be their official name. The Kings of the Spinning Back Fist, taking out the switchbacks. Now we get to see. I said earlier, and I didn't mean it as an injustice to any of them, but this team, the South was kind of carried the torch for the cup set.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's inaccurate to say. Meanwhile, like you have this Colorado team who, guess who else has been involved in the cup set? So let's see if they can continue their cup set magic. I hope they do.
Yes, next region on the board, Northern California, Bay Cities FC out of NISA. Central, you have the Fuego Football, our Central Valley Fuego folks out of League One, Sacramento Republic, and your San Jose Earthquakes. Earthquakes get Bay Cities, and Fuego Football go to Sacramento Republic. That's an interesting one. That's interesting. You've got League One going to the USL Championship, and NISA gets to try to plant a flag against your Earthquakes.
Go ahead, man. Like I said, at some point, the Earthquakes just gotta make a decision here, and hopefully they will, because it's getting ugly, man.
It is true.
Yeah. God bless your Earthquakes. Just get it over with. We'll see, man. That is, if you're looking for your prime, like, hey, what's the MLS team it's the Earthquakes.
Yes, it's the Earthquakes. That's the one that could stub their toe and fall flat on their face and go all the way down the stairs. Picture your favorite GIF of the skateboarder trying to go down the banister.
Yes,
that may end up being the San Jose Earthquakes.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one. That's the layup. If you're looking for a game that's going to be your layup, that's it.
Southern California had 6 teams. Cal United Strikers out of NISA, FC Tucson out of League One, Galaxy LAFC out of MLS, and in the championship, it's Orange County SC San Diego Loyal. It ends up being Cal United and FC Tucson, and the Landon Donovan derby with the Loyal and the Galaxy, and then Orange County SC and LAFC, where I would anticipate if Orange County has a lead late, that you might see your favorite Ishhauser, Kubo Torres, in front of the 32-52 trying to work some clock if Orange County has a lead late.
Hell yes. That's what I need in my life is Kubo Torres getting involved in the darkest of dark arts in the U.S. Open Cup, because this is what I always wanted in my life, is Kubo Torres just ruining everyone's day.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the best timeline.
Yes. Texas had 6 teams. 3 from MLS, Austin, FC Dallas, Houston Dynamo. 3 from the championship, FC Tulsa, RGV, and San Antonio. And they kind of had to rework the draw a little bit because of the time that you had MLS team drawn against MLS team, and that was not going to happen. So you have Harlingen, Texas versus Houston, RGV and the Houston Dynamo, Austin and San Antonio, and there might be just a little bit of chippiness in this one. And then you've got FC Tulsa and FC Dallas, but Austin FC and San Antonio FC, that one to me stands out.
Yeah, that's going to be another regional battle where you're gonna All of these games end up in a situation where you walk around afterward and you're like, I didn't know these cities didn't like each other this much. Where the hell is the why the hell don't you like each other? Like, what happened?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh,
there will be dossiers that will have been put out.
Oh yeah, there's going to be entire articles that are the hater's guide to fill in the blank.
And once again, going into the Florida 4 in the third round, there were matchups that we were hoping we were going to get, and guess what? We got them.
We got them. Thunderdome, baby.
This will be the first time that David Beckham's Inter Miami team will have played in the city of, well, I don't know. Is Boca Raton technically the city of Miami?
I actually don't know. I don't know how you define it. The first time that Dave Beckham's had to go deal with it, though.
Yes. Inter
Miami, David.
Well, and this one might be another one where you have an MLS team stub their toe because of Inter Miami chasing after the wooden spoon in Major League Soccer, and they're going up against the Miami FC, not a Miami FC, but the Miami
FC
out of the USL Championship. And for those of you that watched the draw on US Soccer's YouTube channel, you got to see the supporters of each of those teams drawing all of the envelopes. And so you're going to end up with Inter Miami and the Miami FC with an interesting mascot who is going to be on his home turf. So he's going to be on his scooter on his home turf, freaking out Inter Miami fans as Inter Miami gets the Miami FC.
The darkest of dark, terrifying mascots will make its appearance, and everyone will have to bear witness to it. So sorry for everybody.
Yes.
Golazo is here.
Yes, Golazo is here. Tampa Bay and Orlando City. You like apples? How you like them apples?
Hey guys, do y'all like kids? You like violence? Because there's violence here. I promise. If you didn't know that these two organizations don't really like each other, they don't really like each other, and this is going to get stupid, and it's going to get hilarious, and we're all going to get to enjoy it together.
Please let this be the game that is televised.
ESPN, I swear to God, if you don't pick up this game for broadcast,
that one's going to be, Tampa Bay Rowdies with a point to prove on multiple levels, and Orlando City, which is not the Orlando City that we're used to seeing early season from Oscar Pereja. This one is going to be for the neutral. This better be an early game, and it better have its own time slot where you can focus on this one and lock that one down. That one is going to be a hoot. Two more regions. Let's go Piedmont next. And Piedmont, you've got some interesting material there. With the Piedmont 4, it was Charlotte, Greenville Triumph, North Carolina Fusion, U23s out of League 2, and the Richmond Kickers. You get the Fusion going to City Stadium to take on Richmond and their offense that has really been clicking. Emiliano Terzaghi early in the season in League One. Richmond, a lot of offense on the table. And then the other one, Charlotte FC, who cannot host this event because Bank of America Stadium was previously booked. And I want to say it's because of rock concerts that are taking the spring and summer there. And they've got a lot of them that are inside the stadium in and of itself. And so because those have been booked, Charlotte FC has to go to Legacy early to face the Greenville Triumph in Open Cup. Charlotte FC and Greenville Triumph.
This is so magical, and I'm so happy. Good on you. Like, this is awesome because, like, you have, okay, first of all, background here. You have a rivalry between the fact that Greenville and South Georgia Tormenta, they're not friends.
No.
No one's ever accused them of being friends. They both now get to go take on, we'll get to what South Georgia Tormenta has to deal with in just a minute, but now they both get chances to collect different scalps, and I was nervous that we were going to get them playing each other, not because I don't want them to play each other, that's fine, but I want them to also get cracks at bigger fish, and I want to expose the world to the Greenville Triumph and South Georgia Tormenta. So I'm very happy that you get the Greenville Triumph having to host Charlotte FC. Let's do this.
Now, that leaves us with one region on the board, and it is the region that impacts Atlanta United fans, and their futures as we buzz through them. And it's the Southeast. And in the Southeast, as this was released at like 1:15 this morning, Southeast 4, Atlanta United, Birmingham Legion, Chattanooga FC out of Nisa, and South Georgia Tormenta. And it ended up with Chattanooga FC now going to Atlanta United. And then we don't know the venue yet. It could be the Fraction. It could be MBS. My guess is that it will be the Fraction. And then
I would guess.
Then South Georgia Tormenta, probably to Protective Stadium, but we don't know because of the USFL. But since it's midweek, I think you'll be okay after that opening weekend. Probably at Protective, South Georgia Tormenta, Birmingham Legion. That's the Southeast.
Again, I'm very excited for South Georgia Tormenta to get exposed to the wider world. I want everyone to get exposure to South Georgia. There is no medication that you can take to deal with South Georgia Tormenta. You are going to suffer. Get used to it.
Uh-huh. And you and I, a lot of us at SDH watched the round 2 match, the early morning round 2 match, or late morning, early round match, round 2 match with South Georgia Tormenta, Charleston Battery. Tormenta and Ian Cameron created a lot of headaches for the Battery.
They did. And yeah, we talked about this, like the Battery have issues. Like they're trying to rebuild that squad. Be that as it may, that doesn't take away from the fact that South Georgia Tormenta basically just rolled in and put their feet up on Charleston's couch. South Georgia Tormenta is going to try and roll in and put their feet up on Birmingham couch. Now, let me preface all this by telling you, Birmingham is not the same animal as Charleston by any stretch of the imagination. South Georgia Tormenta won't care. They don't really care what's on the front of the jersey. They're here for blood, preferably your blood, preferably scattered along the ground.
Yes.
Because that's kind of how they do business.
Yes. And to get the lowdown on everything with Birmingham Legion, we have consulted the Rolodex. We caught up with Kaylor Hodges, host of the Hammering Down Pod and the USL show, to get his feedback on the Southeast 4. All right. So, Kaylor, when you looked at the draw, what went through your mind?
For me, I was super excited. This has been a long time coming, as formerly the Hammers took on Tormenta back in 2018, where they beat us at home 3-1, and for them to win the PDL championship. So we want to get revenge for something that happened like 6 years ago.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's what revenge is all about, because there's always those moments that you sit there and you get locked into, and you're going, it's like, okay, all right, we know what's going on. We know what's going on here. We can lay this out. Let's go back around and let everybody know what got into this particular moment. And it was an interesting venue, I thought, and an interesting choice in going to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, going to Tuscaloosa, it was definitely a decision to expand the Legion outreach, being the only professional club in Alabama. And it's a smaller venue, holds less than 2,000 people, and it's a beautiful pitch. Everybody I talked to, the first thing they talked about was the pitch itself. And it turned out to be a really great atmosphere. It looked like maybe it was only about 700 people, but that was over half the stands full, and all of them full in voice and having a great time. And it was just an electric atmosphere down at the Capstone.
What were some of your takeaways in this one? Obviously, you're looking at Southern States SC out of the NPSL, and I know that that Birmingham kind of jumped on Southern States early, but when you go back and look at this match, a 3-1 win, what were some of your takeaways?
Well, I mean, all respect to the Southern States SC Stars. I mean, they have some players over there, and if you look at the first half, it was a 0-0 draw, where Legion were controlling the pace of play, but the Stars were easily just, bend, don't break. Their defense was great. But even though we were playing an NPSL side, I think the number one thing to note was Juan Agudelo does not belong in the USL.
I mean, that's when that pickup, when that transaction happened, I know that the Legion are kind of transforming into New England Revolution South.
Yes,
but it's another moment that you sit there and you look at what Jay Heaps and everyone's trying to build there with Legion. They are serious about what they want to accomplish in USL Championship this year.
I mean, these were his first minutes playing in months since I think maybe November, October of the MLS season. And he went out there, played about 60 minutes when we were only told that he was going to play 45. And he was unreal. And the big takeaways for me is that it's something that Coach Sohn said after the match was we got the same opportunities. All the same build-up plays that we have been seeing for the last few matches that maybe haven't gone our way. The same exact thing happened this time. We just finished them. So hopefully finally just seeing the ball go into the back of the net not only gives the players confidence, but also the fans.
Let's get into Legion here a little bit to let everybody else know who haven't had the chance to see what's been going on with Legion this year. 2 draws and 2 losses coming out of the blocks right now. There have only been 2 goals scored in the first 4 matches for Legion. The 1-1 draw against Tampa Bay started the season at Protective. Then losses at Tulsa 3-1. Then the Switchbacks from Colorado Springs come in with a 2-0 victory there. And then you get a goalless draw against Lou City, one of the teams that I know a lot of folks in who follow USL Championship and specifically the East. You're sitting there and saying, okay, at the top, we're thinking Tampa Bay, we're thinking Birmingham, we're thinking Lou City. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag so far with Birmingham in the USL Championship through the first 4 matches.
I mean, I don't want to be the making excuses because the finishing has been not great. You're looking at this, and as a Legion fan, I'm seeing we should have had 7 points here. It was a 3-1 loss to Tulsa, but our finishing was subpar. One of the goals was just a brilliant cross by the Tulsa midfield back into the box. The other one, MVO, Matt Van Okel, decided that it'd be a great idea to stiff arm the attacking player for Tulsa as going to the ball, which is, of course, a yellow, and it was in the box. So dumb fouls, dumb stuff like that happened. And a lot of Legion fans feel hard done by that result. And then Louisville, they were down to 10 men forever. But I think the big takeaway for me is that finishing need to be better. But also, I mean, Switchbacks in this order, Switchbacks, Louisville City, and Tampa Bay are the top 3 teams in the USL. With Tulsa not being that far behind, I have them personally ranked around like 7th or 8th. It doesn't get much more difficult to start the season than it did for Legion.
And at the same time, getting back into Open Cup quickly, it's supposed to be matches between the 19th and the 21st. So it's coming up in short order. But for Legion, it's going to be shoehorned in between 2 away matches where on the 15th on a Friday, you're going to Keyworth to take on Detroit City. Then you got to come back into town and you're playing a rival from years gone by in Tormenta in Open Cup, and then you've got to get ready for a Loudoun United club that has surprised folks early. So it's an interesting shoehorn in the schedule here for this Open Cup match with Tormenta.
Yeah, no matter what, the Open Cup is not the priority, but it's certainly a priority. And no matter what, with us being in the Southeast region, it was going to be shoehorned in between these matches anyway. I'm glad that it's at home. I'd rather have it be at home than, in Atlanta United or, Tormenta, of course. But it's definitely not easy. Detroit City has proved to be everything that I thought they'd be, because sometimes a good team's going to be a good team no matter what level they're at. And then Loudoun, like you said, has surprised a lot of people. And do I think that Legion could get wins at both those places? Absolutely. We have the talent to do so, and we had the ability to do so. But I wouldn't also be shocked if there are points dropped along the way.
All right, time for the blatant promo for those that want to follow along with you and find out everything there is to find out about the the USL Championship, Birmingham Legion. How do they do it? Cut me the promo.
You can follow my website, hammeringdown.com, if you want to check out Legion content or other content that's around Birmingham. Or if you want to check out the USL League 1 and League 2, I'm also the host of the USL show. So every single week, we do multiple videos based on the USL. So if you want to learn more about the league, those are two really good places to learn all about it.
Juan Agudelo just kind of shows up, Jarrett. I mean, yes, and the point that I made with Kaylor, and it's a point that we've made on SDH a lot, where Jay Heaps is trying to turn Birmingham Legion into New England Revolution South. And you bring in Juan Agudelo now to add more firepower to a team that was initially favored to be one of the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference chasing after a USL championship.
It's really an interesting thing, too, because this is a really cool, for me, like speaking just for myself, it's a really cool second act for Jay Heaps, because this is a guy who, again, Jay Heaps was the man in charge at the Rev wedding of famous Atlanta United lore. But Jay Heaps has gone down to Birmingham and kind of rebuilt this stuff in his image and the way that he wanted it to. And what he has now is this team that is really tough to play against and plays really well. Nothing to be snarky about with them. They're fun. Good on Jay Heaps.
Out of the first 4 matches, and this was a point that I got into with Kaylor, you have draws against Tampa Bay in the first match of the season at Protective, and then you had a draw against Lou City. And I know that offense has been a problem for Birmingham Legion, but when you have who you've brought in, then you add a Juan Agudelo into this mix, you're looking to fix things very, very quickly. And for Agudelo, I mean, it's an audition to try to get back to Major League Soccer as quickly as possible. And, when you're in a familiar environment with familiar people, I mean, this is definitely a comfortable place for Juan Agudelo to shine if he wants to get back to Major League Soccer.
It is. And this is, I mean, that's a really good point that I don't know that we talk about it with teams, but it's always worth repeating that you have a lot of these teams that are full of players who are either on the cusp or they've been there before. This is a chance for them to get back there. It's a big chance for them. And so we're going to see how they do with it, because they absolutely could put up a performance that where you're going, well, that's not bad. That's maybe that guy needs another look. Mm-hmm. Maybe he just needs the right situation, the right system. He's worked out some kinks, that sort of thing. You just never know.
60 minutes against Southern States in the midweek, and they turn around and they host Hartford Athletic this weekend. So it'll be interesting to see how Birmingham continues to evolve with the pieces that they have added. So as we have now had the chance to look at all of these matchups as we're heading toward round 3, what is your 30,000-foot look on round 3? What do you think?
I'm glad we didn't get MLS on MLS crime. I'm glad we're getting an opportunity to see some of these smaller teams get exposed to the wider world. Because as much as I talk about wanting to expose the world to the Greenvilles and the Tormentas of the world, I guarantee you there are fans in other regions who feel that way about their local teams of, hey, I'm excited because people are going to get to watch, insert team here, and they usually might not get to see them, and they might know they exist, but the casual fan doesn't really know much about them. Awesome. Now we get to see it, and I'm very excited for everybody involved, and this should be a lot of fun. This is that stage of the Open Cup where it's a little less like fever dreamish, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Right.
And more like, hey, we're going to roll in here now, and now we're going to get some legitimate upsets, and those are always the hilarious ones.
So once again, quick shout out to everybody who helped make this show possible. Thanks for listening to us on the SDH Network. Matches are going to be played from April 19th through the 21st to get you ready for round 4 and the final 32. He's Jarrett. I'm John. This has been SDH's coverage of the Open Cup as we now have the round 3 matchups if you can catch a match, if you're within range and can get tickets, go catch it because it's going to be fun here in round 3. If you can, it'll be available on ESPN Plus, and perhaps for certain local teams, you might even be able to catch it on the radio. So that's kind of part of the discussion too. Thanks for hanging out with us here at SDH. We will catch up with you soon.